Well, welcome to Up to the Minute. It is a Monday. Yeah, I know it's another Monday, but it's the start of a brand new work week. Today is October the 12th, and we're so happy to have you with us, joining us for a half hour of HCC news and information. You know, kind of strange weekend, awfully hot outside. If you were out and about, well, it was like we're back in summer again. I've got two co-hosts joining me this morning. Raquel Sims out in Stafford. Good morning, Raquel.
Good morning. How are you doing? And yes, it was pretty hot this weekend.
It was blazing hot. And of course, Brittany Pacheco joining us from her home studio. Brittany, I think last week what we were experiencing in Houston terms, it was called the false fall. Maybe the real one will show up after, this is summer 2, I think we're in right now.
I even go as far to say, maybe just bipolar Houston. I mean, that's pretty typical of, Houston weather here. But, we're going to truck through it. I think we're supposed to be getting another cold front soon. So I'm looking forward to that.
Two cold fronts for the price of one coming through this week. That's what they're saying, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm with it. I got my flannel on standby, but let's, before we get into this morning's show, I just want to quickly remind everyone to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And also, we need your help to share this podcast. So if you click the button that says share at the bottom of this podcast and share it to your personal newsfeed, we can grow our audience. But more importantly, just share this information out to everyone who's not following us on HCC social media. So Todd, let's get into it.
That's right. Thank you, Brittany. Stand by. We'll be back with you later in the newscast. And of course, we'll be checking in with Raquel out in Stafford in a little while, and she'll bring us all the doings out in Fort Bend County. So stick around for that. Right now, we've got two special guests. Of course, Anita and Reynolds is the manager, Center for Career and Job Placement Services, HCC Southeast. Good morning, Ann. Let's see here if we can unmute your microphone. That might be one of the problems. There we go.
Yeah, I got it. Good morning, everybody.
It's good to see you.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday to you. It's good to see you. We're going to be with you in a little while, talk about some job placement services you have to offer out in the Southeast College. But right now, we're going to go to the district. We've got James Mable. He's our Director of Career and Job Placement Services. Good morning to you, James. Let's see if I can get you unmuted here. You can go ahead and, there we go.
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, everyone.
It's great to have you with us. Now, I want to talk with you, James, because there are some job placement services available district-wide and across the district. But first and foremost, we're used to dealing with you because you do a very important service for many of the departments at the colleges, because you provide us with some interns who are paid interns. Real quickly, maybe you can tell us about that project and the initiative that you have going on, because you always bring us some great students every semester.
Yes, our campus internship program has been around since the fall of 2018, and it's an opportunity for students to gain experience in their field of interest on campus, meaning that if you're enrolled in a workforce program at HCC, and you, for example, are going into the world of accounting, well, you could do an internship in our accounting program, where you would be given access to real world information and responsibilities in order for you to gain that experience you need for your resume, in order for you to be successful in the job market. We know how competitive it is in the job market, and we found that if you have experience before you graduate, it will make it much easier for you to navigate the competitive job market. So the internship program goes on every semester. We actually are going to be promoting the campus internship program starting today, actually. In students' HCC emails, they will get information about how to apply for this program. The requirements are very, very simple. You must be enrolled, going to school at HCC, and as I said, and be enrolled in a workforce program and be more than halfway complete with your program in order for you to be considered for an internship on campus.
And it works very well for our students, because especially if they're looking to get some experience in the television world, we bring them on to HCCTV. And in many cases, James, these students have stayed on and have continued on their career at HCCTV, either working in a part-time and hopefully moving into some full-time in the future. But we've got several of them right now who we've maintained working for us because they're such great students.
And I say kudos to you, Todd, for that, because that is the best case scenario, that we want departments to bring students on into part-time or full-time opportunities at HCC to start their careers. So my hat's off to you and your team for bringing those students on. And those students are obviously extremely productive. And I also want to say kudos to the other departments that have hired students after the internship as well.
It's always great to bring students on board and get them started in their career. James, I want to talk to you about another important initiative. You know, this year marks not only the 75th observance of the National Disability Employment Awareness Month, but it also the 30th anniversary of the ADA. And you guys have a way of promoting differently abled students to employers. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that.
So first, we ensure that employers know we are excellent facilitators. We get information in the community about job fairs or other initiatives that are related to differently abled students and our students overall. So we partner with those organizations by making sure students are aware of those job opportunities and events going on in the community. But we also ensure that we're being good stewards of our system, which is Career Hub. We actually ensure that students are aware of initiatives that definitely impact them. So one good example of that is the Texas Workforce Commission is starting an initiative very, very soon. And that initiative is hireability. And hireability in the state of Texas ensures that employers are aware that first, all students need access to the job market. And it's important to ensure that we are all inclusive of all populations. And so Texas Workforce Commission is giving away a badge, if you will, for an employer that has 10% of its workforce that consists of students with abilities. And so we are actually promoting that in our system, Career Hub. So all employers that log into our system are aware of how they can sign up for this excellent program. And we're obviously promoting it in Career Hub because we want that to be top of mind when those employers post jobs in our system. We have about 4,000 employers in our system. So we posted that information and we're gonna have that go on for the whole month. So they're aware that we really emphasize hiring students with abilities.
Let me ask you this, James, because we've been working in a whole new way virtually for the past, over 6 months now, since March. How accessible have your services been for our students, and how did you make the transition? Because we're all in a virtual world right now.
Yes, first, we wanted to ensure that students do not have to create accounts to access our services. So we launched Career Hub last spring, as a matter of fact. And one of the features of Career Hub is that whenever students enroll at HCC, their accounts are created in Career Hub automatically. This means that they can go to My Eagle on the HCC website, click the Career Hub icon, and use their HCC login credentials to log into their account. That's where they can schedule appointments with career services. They can register for workshops and career fairs. They can also, apply for internships and jobs. And we have one special feature, which is Wednesday's live chat. On Wednesdays from 12 to 2 p.m., students can live chat with career services inside of their Career Hub accounts. So we wanted to make sure that it was easily accessible. And because we did this well before COVID, our transition was very, very smooth.
Let's talk about still living in this virtual world, but searching for a job. Are there some important tips for students when looking for internships and jobs online? Tips you may have now that we necessarily didn't have 6 months ago?
So I believe everyone goes out into the job market and uses popular job boards like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, and even, let's say, LinkedIn. But I think it's extremely important for students to think about where their job board is at HCC. That I don't want them to underestimate Career Hub. Career Hub has a job board. And you know what? Before COVID, we did have 700 jobs that were posted in our system every day. Right now, we have about 250 to 300 jobs posted in Career Hub every day. And the beauty of that is those companies have specifically said, hey, I want to hire someone from HCC. So I want students to think about using their job board at their college. at HCC, use Career Hub, because those companies are friendly to HCC students. They specifically posted an internship and job in our system because they want to hire someone from HCC. That is actually extremely advantageous for students, because when they go to Indeed or ZipRecruiter, they're competing with job seekers,
Right. Yeah.
not just in Houston, but throughout the United States.
So, James, in continuing on with the virtual job search, what is the job search outlook looking like right now with the fact that we're all working virtually? And in many cases, are companies hiring virtually now for you to go to work with them when you're not going into a physical office?
Yes, surprisingly, within the last 2 months, more and more jobs are being posted in Career Hub every day. And for me, that's a sign that employers are becoming more confident in their protocols for how new employees are going to come on and work. Obviously, we're still in a COVID environment, and a lot of companies, just like HCC, are having to adapt and have, work being conducted online. So we feel that, the job market is slowly coming back. Things are looking great because, like I said, every day companies are posting jobs in our system and looking for candidates.
And one final question, how can students reach your department, James, if they're watching this going, you know what, I want to get an internship that's paid through the college and I want to use Career Hub. How can they get a hold of you?
So first, our website is hccs.edu/career planning. Go to our website and you will be able to access Career Hub from there. Or better yet, because you're familiar with My Eagle, go to your My Eagle, click the Career Hub icon, use your HCC login credentials to log into your account for the first time, and begin the process of uploading your resume and even scheduling an appointment with us. We're all virtual. So no matter where you are, whether you're online or at Southwest College or Southeast College or Northeast, we are here to assist you with your career development. So please schedule an appointment with us at your earliest convenience.
James Mable, the Director of HCC's Career and Job Placement Services. Thanks for being here. We appreciate all the work you do and keep sending those interns our way.
I will. Thank you very much for having me, Todd.
Thank you, James. We're going to move on to the Southeast College. How are they answering the call to place students with jobs? We've got Reynolds joining us. And I know we had Dr. Gonzalez on the show, the president of HCC Southeast, last week. And she was telling us that everyone's busy working virtually at your college. Tell us about some of the virtual work you've been doing with the job fairs.
Well, we have workshops that lead up to the job fairs that prepare the students. So the first thing we did was put all those workshops on video to where they could be accessible and, package them and market them through our Southeast Facebook page and in any other way we could. We also have gotten the employers involved in, being part of panels for the students to give them encouragement. And we figured out how to put the job fairs in Zoom and go forward with that. So that's part of the way we have done it. We're also doing a lot of calls with the students, and we have the Zoom room over there on Southeast that students can go into and ask us questions.
And what have been some of the most common questions you've been getting from students since COVID started back in March? What is the most common question you're getting?
Well, they're afraid to interview. They won't think they'll get hired because we're in a remote situation. So it's like, well, is it worth my time to interview right now? And absolutely, as James Mable said, you bet it is. They're still hiring. In fact, we work really close with Workforce Solutions and all the job fairs they have. And one of the things that they told us is they had 1,500 job fairs last month, but they only had 1,300 people that attended. So we also are keeping track of the weekly, and on a weekly basis, we're getting over 1,000 jobs a week that are brand new and being posted. So we think the job market is great. We just have to encourage the students and get them involved, in it more so than what they are.
And I know the Southeast College, you specify in certain disciplines like, for example, logistics and welding. Those are hot careers. Are you guys having job fairs that can place students in those jobs? And I would imagine students don't really have a hard time finding a job in those careers.
Absolutely. We are having our job fair since some of the testing that has to take place is running behind. We're having our job fairs in December this year, which is really unique for us. Let me check my notes here to make sure. The welding is December the 2nd, and the logistics is December the 9th. And those will be specific for our COEs. I also want to add that all of us in Career Hub and all of us as program managers, what we do is we let all the students in, no matter what campus they're from, to participate in the job fairs. But these are specific to our Southeast campus.
And when you mentioned an important point I want to go back to. You said something about 1,500 job fairs being held through certain systems and only 1,300 people attending, meaning, you know, there aren't enough attendees out there, and they really do have these jobs are available for people, just people aren't searching for them.
Right. I think people are afraid. I think, you know, especially our students, they're like, well, what if I get sick and I miss, you know, I've heard students say, if I go to work somewhere and I get COVID, I'll have to drop my semester. And I think that's a big fear amongst the students that we probably don't think about. But it's hard to say, well, go on and get a job when there's a lot of fear there. We try to steer the students in some of the remote jobs. When they express that, we go through the job list, and a lot of the employers are getting really, really great with putting can work remotely. And so when they do that, that's a shoo-in. They're the ones that get the most applications.
Tell us about the FIT workshops you guys have coming up.
Oh, wow. Those are incredible. Cynthia Jackson and Esperanza Rosa, who are the career specialists there, took all the notes that we have and everything that we do, and they put them together, and it's called a career fit workshop. And so what we're doing is we're starting this Wednesday, and the first 15 people that come get a $25 gift certificate. Wow. Which is great. I know, right? And then we're real happy about that. We worked with student government to get a CAB grant, which has enabled it. We really appreciate them doing that. And for the second workshop, it will be the same way. The first 15 people get a $25 gift certificate. And what we're doing is taking baby steps and going back and saying, okay, here's what you need to be successful. And so each workshop builds on the other workshop. And at the end of the 5 workshops, they should be dressed professionally. They should have a wonderful resume. They should know what career they want to go into and be confident. So we're doing mock interviews over Zoom and Teams too. So we're preparing them. So that's our big takeaway for the semester, is developing the FIT workshops.
Well, you know, I've heard both you and James, and it seems like for our students, there are a number of takeaways. Number one takeaway there are still jobs out there. Don't let the COVID crisis get you down, because the jobs are out there. Many of them are virtual, and there are job fairs happening. And according to James, you know, check in a Career Hub, because you can use your HCC student member, you know, being a student here as a benefit in looking for a job with companies that come specifically to you guys looking for our students.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I think James said it really best. You know, this Career Hub is dedicated to the students, and it's not like Monster or any of the other big ones. It's specifically for our students at HCC and our alumni. So when they post in there, they are deliberately searching for one of our students.
Ann Reynolds, the manager of the Center for Career and Job Placement Services at HCC Southeast. Thanks for joining us this morning and giving our students some hope in looking for jobs during these tough times.
Well, thank you, Todd. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ann. And of course, all the links for both the services James and Ann spoke about will be in the social media post for this show. So we'll make it easy for you to find the links to get out there and get a job. which a lot of folks are looking to do right now. We're going to move on to our HCC news and information, things you need to know getting through your work week. We're going to head on out to Stafford, and we've got Raquel Sims, who's going to bring us up to date with the happenings there. Good morning again, Raquel.
Good morning to you again, and thank you so much for having me on. Things are going great out here in Stafford. I really had a chance to speak with an HCC history professor, Dr. Cox. As we all know, more than 100 years ago, we suffered what now seemed like a realistic tragedy again, which was the Spanish flu of 1918. And so I was able to speak with him as he compared both pandemics and what it looked like in 1918 versus how it looks in 2020. So he gave me a very informative interview. So we spoke with him about that. I also Fernando had a chance to speak with Ashley Rose, the student life coordinator, about how this year's Race for the Cure is going. As we all know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so he got a chance to speak with them to see how they're doing things virtually this year. So that's exciting. And then also Randall Williams had a chance to check in with the Museum of Fine Arts Houston. They have just a great relationship. And so he found out about one of their best kept secrets, which is the Bayou Bend. So when I was looking at that piece, I was like, oh my goodness, I had no idea that was related to the Museum of Fine Arts Houston. So that was great. And then this week, we're going to be speaking with Dr. Robert Bostic, the SMSD superintendent, and he's going to give us all of the insight about the state of the schools and what the schools are asking in regards to how they're going to be pushing forward with the pandemic, how things are looking virtually, what adjustments need to be made, and to also talk about some of the students that kind of went missing. We talk about enrollment and how that has kind of went down, being with the fact that we're struggling through this time. So we're excited to hear what he has to say. Jim Rice is the moderator of the Fort Worth Chamber of Commerce. So he's always a great person to really bring out the main questions and topics that need to be answered. And so we're just excited about that. If you aren't doing so already, please like and subscribe to us on HCC Stafford TV Studio, and also follow us on Facebook. And do not forget to follow us on Twitter at HCCSWTV Stafford. Thank you so much, Todd, for having me on, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week.
Raquel, before you go, I want to go back to your story on the professor that you spoke with that compared
Yes.
the pandemics. What was your takeaway on that? Are there similarities going on now? We see the pictures from 100 years ago with folks wearing masks. So that was going on. What did he have to say about where we are now and where we are then? Is it worse now or was it worse then?
Ooh, so it was a very good conversation. He was really talking about how it's kind of hard to really compare the pandemics because of the fact of what the medical technology we have today versus to what we didn't have in previous years. And the vaccine came around, after. It wasn't immediately right when the flu happened, but it came around after. And so just and on top of that, the number of the population that we have now is not nearly what we had 100 years ago.
Yeah,
and
we're
so
a lot more. Yep.
Yeah. And so even though it seems like it's more of an outbreak this time around, it did more damage in 1918.
Sure, I could see that because we didn't have the technology, we didn't have the medical background as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, interested in seeing that report. Thanks, Raquel. Have a great week.
Anytime, you too. Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on to Brittany Pacheco. Of course, Brittany, we want to bring folks up to date with our rec sports because they are moving full steam ahead. They've got twerk out or twerking with the stars. Twerk's happening, but you can do that. And also Zumba, boot camp, and deep stretching. All that.
Yeah, that's right, Todd. So also starting today, which is Monday, October 12th, Rockets Gamer League. So the sign up begins today. This is for students only. So the league actually begins later this month on August 26th. You can register by going to hccs.edu/recsports. You can also follow their Instagram and Facebook pages at HCCS Athletics.
That's right. So make sure you tune in. You can stay fit, play a few video games, doing all that online. Project Homeworld Virtual Talks. Of course, we had folks from Project Jordan Carswell runs that through his Ideas Academy. He was on the show a few weeks ago, but they've got a virtual talk Tuesday, October 13th, which is tomorrow, 2 to 3 p.m. It's titled Smart City Houston. Jesse Bounds of the city of Houston will discuss Houston becoming a national leader in reshaping the region to be more sustainable. You can log on to hccs.edu/homeworld and watch the presentation. And they're back, MBDA, Brittany.
They are. They're having their virtual subs and sandwiches. So if you have a sandwich, you got to go make one, got to go get one, whatever works for you. Maybe it doesn't have to be a sandwich, but their virtual workshop is continuing with Morganti, Texas. So if you're interested in participating in this entrepreneur get together, bring your own sub. This is happening this Wednesday, October 14th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. So be sure to check the HCC events calendar to register. And I believe if you go to our homepage, hccs.edu/calendar, there's a tab there where you'll see events, and that's where you'll find that information.
We have a lot of fun on the show and we joke around a lot, but the next subject was a very serious matter, suicide prevention training. During this pandemic, a lot of people are hurting, both physically, mentally, emotionally. The HCC Counseling Office is providing several virtual QPR suicide prevention training sessions throughout the month of October. QPR, question, persuade, and refer, has a mission to reduce suicidal behavior and save lives by providing initiative, practice, and proven suicide prevention training. Several student sessions. The next one is 2 p.m. this coming Friday, October the 16th. They'll have one faculty and staff session, 10 a.m. Tuesday, October 27th. We'll have the information in the post for the show along with the email, and they're asking you to RSVP so that you can attend this event. Continuing education classes, Brittany, they are going on as well.
They are. So HCC School of Continuing Education has launched classes that start weekly and monthly. So this is a great opportunity for those who maybe missed out on our regular credits classes hours. I had to think what SCH means, but from accounting to welding, you can learn more about continuing education classes by checking out schedules at hccs.edu/CE.
That's right. And online services toolkit, students, if you've got questions on textbooks, technology, tutoring, all that and more, you can visit a one-stop shop we have on our website. It's hccs.edu/online-toolkit. You can find that link in the post in the show as well. And Academic Success Center tutors are available for our students as well.
They are. So tutors will meet with students virtually through Microsoft Teams, thanks to HCC's Academic Success Center. And they help with staying on track with your coursework, understanding assignments, and improving study skills, all of which are essential in order to have a very successful semester. For information, you can call 713-718-8184, or you can go to the link that we'll have in the social media post. And I'm sure we're definitely posting this graphic weekly on our social media pages. So at the top of the show, I mentioned about following social media. Be sure to do so because you get great information like this as a weekly reminder.
And one thing, Brittany, we're running out of time, but real quickly, I want to mention all of our open houses. If you're a new HCC student or know someone who's going to be attending HCC, our open houses are now virtual, and you can find all the information on our website, hccs.edu/ is it open houses? Yeah, they're open houses. And then we also have information sessions, hccs.edu/information sessions. Those will be in the post for the show. And the virtual college transfer fair, Brittany, that's happening as well.
They are. So we've got many dates and times with various universities that you can transfer to. You can check our website on which campus, or not which campus, which college you can do a virtual transfer fair with by going to hccs.edu/transfer fair.
About to wrap up the show. Tomorrow, you're off. You're not here, right, Brittany?
I unfortunately will be going to the dentist.
Okay,
so,
Brittany has an appointment, but we've got Ravi Brambot, the Director of Student Innovation and Entrepreneurship. We're joined by Dr. Patrick Wook at the University of St. Thomas, and we're going to be talking about the students, some student winters and mentors we had from one of their pitch competitions they had not that long ago. So we'll talk with them tomorrow and a lot more. So Brittany, thank you. Raquel, thank you both for being here, and thank you for joining us on Up to the Minute. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. live.